Paulini. Welcome to noise11.com. Normally we get to talk to you when you've got new music out. This is a bit different. You've got a show coming up, Joseph and the
Yes.
Amazing Technicolour Dreamcoat, which you're
Yes.
currently in
Yes.
rehearsals for, which is, it's a big production, isn't it?
It is. It's a big production, and it's a new production that's never been seen in Australia before. I know, like, at the moment they're playing in the UK, and this version's actually up and running there. But Australian audiences have never seen this new production. So I think, just I've only been at rehearsals. I'm at rehearsals at the moment. I've only been here for 2 days, and it is exciting. Like, the music in this show is incredible.
Hmm.
I can't wait for everyone to see it and hear
So
it.
you're playing the narrator in this role, which is an
Yes.
interesting role into itself, isn't it? Because this was a role that in the original Joseph way back when, late 60s,
Yeah.
early 70s, that was a male role, and it evolved into a female role over the years.
I didn't know that. Thank you for letting me. Yeah, like that's something new. What I heard about the role is that it used to be on like the narrator would be on the side on a lantern, like, and just reading from the actual script. And I was like, wow, it's crazy, because what we're working on right now, this new production, is so different. Like, I'm still, very, like, I'm actually in the whole thing. I never really get off stage, but just the way it's kind of, I'm in scenes, and I become some of the characters, and just the way it's the whole script is sung. It's, I don't know, it just it gets me quite excited. Like, I'm really excited to get on stage and sing these songs. So yeah, it's changed so much since the last time. Like you said, I had no idea that it was a male role.
Mm. Well, if we take it back even to the 90s, it had become a female role. And one of the more
Yeah, yeah.
prominent people who is playing your part back then, I think the first major Joseph and the Technicolour Dreamcoat Australian production in around 1992 was Tina Arena.
Oh wow, yes, I did. I do know this. Yes, you're absolutely right. I hope I do it a bit, I can kind of get up to that level of what she did it at, because I heard it was amazing.
Yeah. And over the years in various countries, Joseph has been played by Andy Gibb,
Oh,
Donny
wow.
Osmond, and of
What?
course Jason Donovan. Jason Donovan even went
Yes.
as far as having a hit song with
Yeah, yeah.
one of the songs from it. Yeah.
That's crazy. I love that they have such different different, like, I guess, different people from all types of areas of the entertainment industry. Or if, like, for example, we've got a footballer who's playing um
Shane
uh
Crawford.
yes, Shane, who's playing the Pharaoh. It's just, I love that there are so many different people from so many different areas of life that are coming and putting their own spin into these roles. I think it's so it's fresh, it's new, and it's something that really, I think the Australian public will love.
Well, I just hope that Shane Crawford remembers that he's in a play, not a football match, and doesn't tackle you at half time.
He'll be like, oh. Oh my God, he's actually the funniest dude. He's such a beautiful guy, such a great guy.
Yeah. Now, this is based on the Book of Genesis, isn't it? Or a story out of the Book of Genesis, going back to,
Yes.
the is that I take that's the Old Testament. If it was the
Yeah.
Book of Genesis,
Yeah.
there was some crazy stuff in that Old Testament. So we've kept to a fairly straight between the lines type story from that book.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Like, I mean, I grew up hearing this story at Sunday school, and it was a story that I heard most of the times in at Sunday service. And yeah, it's a beautiful story. I think, you know, it's a story of forgiveness, and um, I think we have, you know, we have a lot to learn from this story of Joseph, and especially the relationship that he had with his brothers and everything that happened between them. You know, there's so much to learn. There's a lot to learn about forgiveness and um, accepting, you know, that the past is the past, and that if you want to move forward and if you want to heal, there's a process to that, and the process is forgiveness, and then healing then starts to happen, you know. So I think it's there's a message in this musical that I think every person needs to be reminded of, you know, because we all go through that every day, like every day of our lives. There are stuff that we go through, and things that people do that we don't ever let go of, you know, never forgive, and then we hold on to all of that, and it manifests in so many different ways. So yeah, I think I love the story of Joseph and his brothers, because it reminds us that, you know, we have to forgive in order to heal, pretty much.
And Joseph had 11 brothers. His father Jacob had multiple wives. So really, this is no different a story to any other 80s sitcom, is it?
Yeah, that's right. He had many wives. Yeah, I think his favorite wife was Joseph's mother, I should say. And yeah, you know, I'm sure he had a great time at that time. And being able to do those things, you know, being able to kind of have multiple wives and you know, I think it's unheard of these days for people to have that many children, and to kind of have to deal with things like that. You know, you never kind of, I don't think a parent ever really dreams about the children kind of growing up, and then one of them resenting the other, and going as far as the brothers did to, you know, get rid of him. I don't think that kind of, you know, no parent ever really kind of thinks about that. But there's a lot to be learned from this story.
Yeah. So Shane Crawford, as we mentioned, playing Pharaoh in the Melbourne production, but Trevor Ashley in Sydney.
Yes, Trevor's doing Sydney. I just did a production with Trevor. We did Priscilla together in the Gold Coast, and you know, we were talking about this. We were talking about us kind of rehearsing together and him playing Pharaoh, and he is so excited. You know, he's going to absolutely smash the role. He is hilarious. He is entertaining, and yeah, it's just, there's going to be the thing I love about the show is that there's so much color, and each character, again, each role is so different from what you think you're going to see, you know. So it's, yeah, like I said, it's exciting.
Let's talk about a part of your history for a sec. Angel Eyes. The song Angel Eyes turned
Yes.
18 years old this year. So
No,
that song, if that song was a person, it could now have its driver's license. It could now legally go into a pub.
Yeah, that's crazy. I like how you put that. I love it. Oh my God, that song for me, what a, like, that, it takes me back to such a to a time in my life where you know, I was basically debuting into the world of commercial, you know, commercial music, and getting to hear my own song on the radio. What an amazing feeling. And I don't think I've ever really felt the same feeling that I felt that day when I was in the car driving with my mum, and Angel Eyes came on the radio. I was so excited. You don't understand. I basically, you know, we stopped the car and we were just like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. You know, I couldn't, yeah. I was kind of half teary, but like also screaming at the same time.
Yeah. So Australian Idol is coming back. What do you think of this new lineup? It's well, to me, it's I think I had a WTF moment when I read
I love
about
that.
it. So what do you think?
Look, they are all amazing. The lineup it's great. Everybody, is great in their own right. I just feel like it just needs to be a little more, how do I say it? Um, I don't want
Diverse.
to be,
There's no diversity in that judges lineup.
yeah, it just needs to be a little bit more diverse. You need to see a bit, a few more people on that panel that represent the Australian people, and I feel like right now it's not doing that. Um, yeah, I was a little surprised. I think there's so many people out there, artists, I should say, not people, artists who have achieved so many amazing things in their lives, and people of color. I'm just going to kind of come out and say it. Yes, people who represent other Australians. There are so many people out there that have achieved these things, like Kate Sobrano. You have Christine Arnoux. Um, there's so many, and I just feel
Well, we
like,
have you with 18 years.
oh, look, yeah,
Your 18 years kind of surpasses Amy
I
Shark's
could,
resume of a couple.
yeah, I could possibly do that, but yeah, we just need to see a lot more diversity, and we need to really kind of show what the people of Australia are. We need that to be represented on national TV, and not just, that, like, I feel like we've all like almost kind of gone backwards. It's so weird. I don't, I couldn't kind of figure out in my head why that had happened, and why there was no diversity on that panel, and why I didn't see some people on there, like some of those judges, or the hosts, why I didn't see someone who looked like me or who represented me. Yeah, it's a little sad. And hopefully I don't know, I don't know whether you can kind of change any of that, but I was a little um, surprised not to see, you know, diversity on that panel.
November for Melbourne and February for Sydney. Paulini and Joseph and the
Yeah,
Technicolour Dreamcoat.
Dreamcoat.
Thank you for joining us here at Buzz 11.